Hey guys, Ken2 here. I thought this week, since I don't have anything coming out of the Tumblr, I thought I would just kind of take a break from what came out of the Tumblr and just do answer a question that had been asked in the comments of one of my videos of, yeah, will people buy rocks though? And it's an important question for me because, like I said, I think I've said this before. I don't have a lot of money to throw into this hobby. It's kind of I can afford it as I can afford it kind of deal. I don't have the liquid cash laying around. It's just kind of one of those things that, you know, if I have a little extra, this is what I do. And so it's important for me because to keep the hobby going, I just like to have a little bit of income, wrap up a few pieces of jewelry, sell it enough, I get a couple $100 in my pocket and it keeps this whole thing going. So to answer the question, if you just want to move on from the video, the answer will people buy rocks? The answer is yes, people will buy rocks. Uh, the longer bit of the question might be more of an explanation of how I started doing what I do. Last year, my first show, I put up my jewelry. It was a last minute thing. I was just scrambling to get displays together, and then the last minute, I had a few Botswana agates I had purchased pre-tumbled, and I knew I wasn't going to wrap up. They weren't that pretty, so I just threw them in a dish on the side and sold them for a couple bucks, trying to recover my cost on the stones themselves. I wasn't trying to make money. I was just trying to recover the cost of the bag. And to my surprise, those sold like crazy. So the next craft show, despite my wife's hesitation, put it that way, I decided to buy some more pre-polished rocks because I didn't have a tumbler at that point. And I put them out. I had a little bin. Uh, it was 8 compartments, and to my surprise, they did extremely well. They were about 20% of my total revenues for the day out of that show. And at that point, I knew I had to have a tumbler. And I've been tumbling ever since. And now at the chalet in Montague, I have 2 of those 8 bin containers, and they sell like crazy. Well, I can't say like crazy. I call them my 80/20s. As in 80% of my total number of sales come from those loose rocks. People will come up, they're happy to throw $1, or they find a piece that would really round out their collection, or something that they themselves would like to wrap, and they just buy it, and then they're happy to have it. And so 80% of my sales come that way, but because they're only going out the door $1 or 2 at a time, they're only 20% of my total revenue. So I just call the loose rocks my 80/20s. People are happy to have them. I've said it before in my videos how people will buy these rocks. The parents are happy to find a cheap way to keep the kids happy. People are just, like I've said, they're happy to round out their collection. They're just looking for cool stuff. Sometimes people are looking for Michigan specific stones. Sometimes they just love the stuff from around the world, whatever it might be. But yeah, it's just, they're easy sells. As far as the way I do it, yeah, they totally work. They're perfect. A lot of times the stones will draw attraction to my other pieces of jewelry for the bigger sales. Sometimes people just like to paw through them and they move on, just same as we do at the beach. Will people buy rocks? Yes. Will they buy the loose rocks on the internet for a bag at a time? I don't know if I'd be able to sell random mixes of bags on the internet. It sounds like a little tougher sell, but face to face for sure, I can say that rocks do sell. And do I make my money back on the tumbling? No, I don't believe I do. I've tried to do the math on it and I worked through it, and I don't make a profit. Let's put it that way. I'm just trying to break even on the loose stones is what I'm really trying to do. Where I make my money is when I snag a piece out and wrap it and then sell it as a piece of jewelry. That's where I actually make my money with the stones, and that's where the largest chunk of my profit comes from. So the 80% of my income is the jewelry I wrap, or magnets I make, or whatever might be the case. Actually, I don't make a lot of money on the magnets either. Those are pretty much at cost. But yeah, so there it is. I hope it helps you to decide if people will buy rocks. If you're a crafter and maybe you're a hobbyist, or you do your own vending and you're just a little hobbyist and you want to throw rocks on the side of whatever it is you're doing, it totally works and it fits with just about everything. as long as you don't mind hauling them around. But if you got those tumblers rumbling and you find out you get too heavy on them and you want to get rid of some, yes, sure, find a cheap craft show, set out a couple of bins, and you'll get some money for it for sure. And it'll pay for the grit for the next run. So I hope this helped. If it did, hit that like button for me, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Quick little teaser though, my dad, son, and I, all the Kens and Ken generations, this week we're going to be putting together a homemade rock tumbler. So totally from scratch, totally homemade, totally our design. So, and I will try to share everything I can in that video with you as far as what I used, what the distances are, and the whole shebang. I'll try to give it to you all so you can make your own design and decide what you want to do from there. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye.